where men are coming to the conclusion that there's not as many feminine and traditional women in the Western part of the world.
To be a passport bro is to be irredeemably arrogant in a body bloated with ignorance.
Passport bros are looking for women who are economically disadvantaged so that they can.
Once again, men are under attack because they want to find genuine connection.
If you want to go abroad and find a traditional woman to spend the rest of your life with,
been a subject that I have been contemplating, that men do not approach women anymore in public.
Hear me out. Girls should be getting a paycheck every single month from the government for simply just existing. Why? Because we have way more essential things that we have.
The same women who pushed men away are the same ones asking for them. How ironic indeed. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
Women who treat you poorly are not going to treat you better, even if you try harder.
I just have one question. You went after the passport bros, but did you ever check the white men that do this? I mean, I could just be queerly paranoid, but something just seems off about your approach.
So I definitely have to say this because I'm a 31-year-old single, and a lot of people have mentioned they're just like, oh, you're probably single is because when you were in your 20s, you were going crazy and you decided to never settle down. I've never went crazy.
Stop lying.
Being on TikTok, I learned that all passport bros are just predators. I don't know if you're on this side of TikTok, but every day on my FYP, I see this girl, and all she does is walk down the streets of the Philippines, and all she does is show the couples, and every couple look like the man is 15 to 20 years older than the young Filipino girl that he's with. And, like, the girl just looks so freaking young and just immature in comparison to the man. Like, the man has gray hairs, they bad built, they're old, and then they have this young Filipino woman. Like, it's giving predator. And then I also realized that the age of consent in other countries is a lot different. I don't know the specific age for the Philippines, but I know in a lot of places it's like 15, 14, 16. Like, it's really, really young. So I think they use the whole, American women are so dominant, American women are just too independent, too masculine. They use that as like their disguise. Like, it's giving wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, they just say that so they can have an excuse to outwardly say, I'm about to go travel across the world to find this young, impressionable wife that can barely speak the language. And that's really all it is. Like, I want to go travel outside the country so I can get as young as possible. Like, I want to get as young and as fresh and as impressionable as possible, because somebody that's my age and that's mature, she's not going to fall for all the BS that I give her. And I always knew the whole passport bro thing was stupid, but I think right now in this very moment, I just put two and two together that it has nothing to do with masculinity or women being masculine or anything that they've been saying. They just want to go as young as they can possibly go without getting arrested.
This is what you call a hater. Women in the Philippines cook their food, they exercise, and they don't rely on fast food like many Western women do. That's why they look younger, healthier, and better overall. To label these men as predators for choosing these women is just a shaming tactic many modern women use to mask their frustration. These men are simply looking for partners who embody qualities that align with their values, femininity, care, and a focus on family. Instead of attacking their choices, maybe it's time to question why so many men are walking away from modern women altogether. Shaming them won't stop them from pursuing relationships with women who appreciate them. It only highlights the bitterness and unwillingness to self-reflect.
Hear me out. Girls should be getting a paycheck every single month from the government for simply just existing.
Why?
Why? Because we have way more essential things that we have to buy, and I don't think it's fair that we have to buy those with our own money.
I wonder, where do they think all this free money is going to come from?
Also, we like to shop way more than men do, so it's only fair that we get a paycheck every month.
They really do walk among us, don't they?
absolutely insane how much women expect from men that they're only dating. Men in the early dating stages do not owe you anything. Only thing a man owes you is connection, compatibility, a little bit of attention, but you're not his woman yet. Why does he have to pay your bills, pay you gifts, take you out on expensive dates, prove that he can earn your love? That's absolutely wild how some women act in the early dating stages. Men don't owe you anything. They have other responsibilities, bills as well. However, if you're his woman, then he can spoil you. You should never expect it. I'm just saying, women have a convoluted idea of how dating should be and what dating actually is about. Absolutely wild. Absolutely insane. Men don't owe you anything while dating.
The women who expect princess treatment from a man they're only dating are clearly in it for materialistic reasons, not genuine connection. They're not looking for a partner. They're looking for a sponsor to fund their lifestyle. These women often have an entitled attitude, expecting men to provide and cater to them without offering anything meaningful in return. What's worse is that their focus on what they can get, rather than what they can give, reveals a lack of sincerity in their approach to relationships. They prioritize luxury over love, convenience over commitment, and status over substance. It's not about building a partnership, it's about seeing how much they can extract before moving on to the next target. They are opportunist.
Look, if you want to go abroad and find a traditional woman to spend the rest of your life with, that's totally okay. And just because a woman is more traditional doesn't mean she's an idiot. When it comes time for you to meet their families, because again, these are traditional women, they don't do the dating, they go right into marriage. So if you're going abroad, you're getting your passport and you're going abroad with the intent to try to manipulate and gaslight women who don't speak English. The second thing that I feel like you guys are completely forgetting about is that these traditional women are super protected by the men in their families. So if you ever go abroad and try to mess with one of these girls, these traditional women, you do her wrong or you cheat on her or you lie to her, she's gonna send the men in her family after you. And they will beat your ass and probably unalive you. Just before you catch flights, catch this reality check.
I don't know why these women are always trying to attack foreign women about speaking English, especially when these women often speak English fluently. It's ironic how the ones claiming they don't care about these men are so invested in criticizing the women they choose and worrying about what they're doing. If they truly didn't care, they wouldn't waste their time policing the lives of others. The truth is, these attacks come from a place of insecurity and bitterness because they see men finding happiness elsewhere. It's not the foreign women who are the problem, it's the refusal to accept accountability for why things have reached this point. If Western women had the qualities of a traditional woman, men would have stayed and married them, but most of them don't. It's just the reality.
Weird how I ended up as a girl who works. I don't know how that happened.
Oh yeah, that's because it's 2024, and typically us ladies, we do work in this time period. Did somebody tell you different growing up? I hope this helps.
For the women who are upset with the passport bros, so there's two ways you can handle life, right? You can either be bitter and angry at the people who have the things that you want, or you can learn from them and learn how you can obtain it for yourself. Personally, I prefer to go for option 2, because option 1 just leaves you bitter and filled with resentment, but your situation doesn't change. Whereas at least with option 2, you have a chance of actually changing your situation. If you don't like your outcomes, change your behavior. You can shame these men as much as you want. You can put down these women and put down their home countries as much as you want. You're still going to be single. It's not going to make you any more desirable to these men. A smart woman would learn a thing or two from these women. A less smart woman would choose to call them uneducated, desperate for opportunities, poverty-stricken. But regardless of all of these things that you think they are, they're still able to get the men that don't want you. So
this one's for the men who just say they've given up on Western women and are gonna go abroad for a woman. I understand some of your frustrations, but if you're gonna be a passport bro, there are certain downsides. First of all, you have no idea if this woman is using you for a visa or your money. You're not gonna be able to have fun banter with her. She might be more feminine, but she might not feel like your best friend. She might feel more like a maid service. Number 2, you're definitely going to run into some cultural differences. Is she going to be willing to give up her family, her friends, her career just to come to the States for you? You guys are also going to run into the issue of where to live. Or are you willing to move there? Passport broing is a cop-out for something that can be easily solved.
It's not a cop-out at all, and if it were something that could be easily solved, many men wouldn't feel the need to go overseas in the first place. The reality is, the dating landscape in the West has become so challenging that even married men often describe their lives as a living hell, dealing with constant stress, lack of appreciation, and relationships that feel more transactional than loving. In contrast, many men who have gone abroad have found genuine happiness, respect, and women who value partnership over competition. It's not about running away or giving up. It's about recognizing where you're valued and treated with kindness. It's not about blaming one side entirely, but acknowledging that men have the right to seek happiness wherever they find it. And for many, that's abroad.
Ladies, men's primary focus is not relationships. They are biologically selfish. And they can come in the comments here and deny it until they're blue in the face. But this is the facts. And the quicker you realize this as a woman, the happier you will be.
Shut up! Have you guys ever noticed how women have way more competition than men in dating? Competition women have in dating is crazy.
Yes, some of us have noticed that, but it's not for these reasons that one is going to mention.
I swear I'm always seeing 10 out of 10 women drop dead gorgeous smoke shows just running around. Whereas men, I rarely see a good-looking, well-dressed, fit man.
Now, let's be very honest here. The main reason, or I should say, the real reason why so many single women find it very competitive in regards to finding someone to date is because at least 60 to 70% of those single women are after the same demographic of men. Those that fall into that 1% category, over 6 foot tall and make over 6 figures. But if a person really thinks about it, the math is not in their favor, because probably about half of those men are already married or in a relationship. So that means that about half of 1% of those men are single and available. So that means that there is an awful lot of competition for 0.5% of the male population.
There are many factors why these women struggle to date. One major reason is that they're not competing with other women. They're competing with his peace. Men value tranquility, respect, and a drama-free life. And if a woman disrupts that, no amount of attractiveness or status will make up for it. Instead of bringing peace into a man's life, many modern women unintentionally bring stress, making it easier for men to walk away. Another reason is that these women often have too many options to pick from, which ironically works against them. Having an endless lineup of potential suitors can lead to indecision, unrealistic standards, and a constant feeling that something better might be around the corner. This grass is greener mindset prevents them from appreciating good men. There's good, suitable men out there. They see them, they just decide to ignore them.
Ooh, I'm all for passport bros. If you want to go somewhere where they're going to love, respect you, cherish you, cook and clean, and they understand their roles, you should go somewhere where you're loved, because women in today's society, especially modern day women, not all women, it's just you guys forgot your roles. You're supposed to cook, you're supposed to clean, you're supposed to love your partner and take care of his heart and soul, just like men take care of us physically, mentally, and they provide for us. They never forgot their role. So men, if you want to be a passport bro, I support it 100%. Have fun.
I agree.
I have a question for the men out there, okay? And please give me your honest answer, because I need this answering, okay? If I, a woman, was to come up to you in public, are you going to be a little bit turned off by that? Keep it real, because a lot of the times, I'm going to keep it real, sometimes I see a man and I'm like, I need you in my life. I am too scared to go up to him, but I'm sometimes thinking I need you in my life and I want your kids, and I can already envision us having a family together and 3 dogs. Would you be a little bit creeped out if I was to come up to you? Would you be like, hey, step back? Or are you kind of down for it? Are you kind of down for it? Because if you're down for it, then I might just start coming up to men. I might just start having conversations with men because I'm scared most of the time. But maybe I need to start. Maybe this is my new era of going up to men in public. Do I do it? Are you not into it? Let me know.
I think if women shot their shot more, they'd find that men actually appreciate it a lot more than they might expect. Men don't get turned off by a woman being bold or taking the initiative. In fact, it can be a refreshing change from the usual passivity or expectations that often come with modern dating. When a woman confidently approaches a man, it shows that she's interested, self-assured, and willing to put herself out there, qualities that many men find incredibly attractive. It's important to remember that men are human too, and just like women, they appreciate genuine attention and affection. A woman who takes the time to make the first move could really make his day, leaving a lasting impression that he'd probably never forget. It sets the tone for an open, equal exchange where both people feel valued.
And on the passport bros topic, because a lot of passport bros are in my comments, all of the passport bro videos that I'm seeing, these men are Johns. These men are going to the country looking for a lady of the night. I don't see any of these men coming back with wedding rings, coming back with marriage certificates. They are looking for a one-time fun. They're looking for a lady to have fun for the night and then say goodbye. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for wives. And to the men that are going to get in the comments and start the yada, 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 show me videos, tag the passport bros who are...
What did we just do?
We get married.
We got married.
Coming back to the United States with marriage certificates, not coming back to the United States with a possible infection or shmeshtd. Okay, I don't see any passport bros that are actually marrying these women.
So you paid the dowry?
I paid the dowry,
Wow.
but you see that, y'all? See all the women out there saying, "Oh, well, you have to pay a dowry." This man right here paid it, and after the wedding, her mother said, "This money is for y'all."
They're taking videos of ladies of the night that they are paying for their time. They're not marrying any of these women.
This woman is obviously bitter that the passport bros are winning. Everything she has said has been debunked in just one video. It doesn't matter what men do or how they do it. These women just feel the need to take a shot at them. But when you ask them why, they can't provide a real reason. They're quick to criticize and shame, but they can't acknowledge the simple truth. These men sought happiness and found it elsewhere because they were never valued in the relationships they were in. For too long, men have been told to just accept their situation, deal with disrespect, and foot the bill for a one-sided partnership. But men are finally waking up and choosing to prioritize their happiness and well-being, no longer settling for toxic dynamics. These women didn't value men's happiness, so when men realized they deserved more, they went and got it somewhere else.